What's up, everyone? Welcome to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast. My name is Dusty Go-Goat. We've also got the Lumios Post.
Hey guys, glad to be here, as always.
And we also have Soul Silver Art.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And I'm excited to get into it. You know, we were talking about first impressions today, and so this is kind of like a first impression of this podcast.
What we want to do with this podcast is really do deep dives into various aspects of the Pokemon mainline series. I think the mainline series has been evolving rapidly, and we really want to create a place, a home, a show, and create conversations around the mainline series of Pokemon games specifically. So we all come from various backgrounds, and we're truly excited to actually. I can't speak for you guys, but in a way, I've been more excited about this project, about this new podcast, than actually Scarlet and Violet. It's not every day you get to start a show. We just want to get off our chests our first impressions.
We're kind of calling this episode 0, at least behind the scenes. So I'm excited to just vibe today, relax, talk about what I think is the best Pokemon game, but we can get more into that later.
I've been playing about 8 hours every single day. I don't know exactly how many badges I have. My Pokemon are all around level 40 right now, but I have not beat the main story at all. I'm somewhere in the middle. Where are you guys?
I have barely even scratched the surface with this game. Still, I'm like, I don't know, 10, 12 hours in. I've been playing like probably 3 hours a day. And my Pokemon are getting pretty high leveled already, which is kind of freaking me out. But I'm just gonna like rotate some in and out. We can get more into that later too. Where are you at, Louie?
Do that later. Talk about like our teams later.
Yeah.
So I have beaten the game. I beat it Sunday night at like 10 p.m. My wife and I got it Friday morning, and we have just been binging it every second we had the chance. We have really only stopped to go get food or take our dog on a walk. So
you don't go to the bathroom?
I do while playing the game.
Oh wow, okay.
We've got our cups right below us.
I used to do that with my Game Boy Advance.
I was gonna say it is handheld too, so
it is handheld. We just take it off the dock. No, we stop for that, but I make sure to hold it as long as I can. I mean, it really is. It's like one of those things where I'll be playing it and like I'll go, oh, it's 5 o'clock and I haven't eaten, drank, or used the bathroom today.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's what I woke up this morning. I think I played until about right before we started recording. And when we're done today, I'll probably just hop back right onto it.
Exactly, same here. As someone who has beaten the game, can say that I personally think that while this game has its flaws, but I do think every video game ever has its flaws, even Breath of the Wild, because I know someone's going to say not Breath of the Wild. No, Breath of the Wild has flaws too. I think that this is the best Pokemon game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Okay, well then where would you rank it at? Like
without finishing the game, I mean there's still Pokemon that I have yet to discover in game, right? Like I mean, we've all looked at the league, so I understand what Pokemon are in the game, but I have not, I haven't actually experienced everything firsthand. I think it's a really satisfying game. It's fun to play. I have not gotten bored with it yet. Even the problems with it haven't stopped me from enjoying the game, but I think the problems are so glaring, and I don't know. In some ways, I don't know. Like I think some of the problems are as bad as BDSP. I think this is
I would definitely agree with that.
This is a more fun game. So, where BDSP is not even like it's literally just a carbon copy. Anyways, I guess I couldn't give you an exact ranking right now. It's somewhere in I don't know, maybe like the top 20% of games of Pokemon games.
Yeah. I would say like it's first impressions anyway, so I think even Lumi's first impression could change eventually with him saying that it's going to be the best game.
Absolutely.
Like you said, I haven't finished it even close to that, so that's definitely a thing. But at the same time, you can tell like what kind of experience you're getting. I've explored a lot of the world. Like I agree with the BDSP part about it. It's just it might even be worse performing than BDSP, I think.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah. No, I mean,
yeah.
Because when they patched BDSP, like the day one patch, it fixed most of the issues. Like when I played BDSP, I played it with the day one patch, and I didn't see any errors on my side, except for like a few things of like when the Pokemon's following you, it would kind of be like half in a wall or something. But that's it. I mean, but with this game, no, every time I pick it up, there's some kind of I guess what would you call them? Bugs, glitches, but
There's a lot of glitches, yeah. There's a lot of, yeah, I think bugs is probably best. Like things clipping through walls, you're seeing stuff that you shouldn't be seeing. And the frame rate is honestly what gets me.
it's awful. It's truly
Yeah.
terrible.
It takes me right out.
So like the main thing with it for me, there's like only two bugs that are the big ones, like you guys are saying, and it's just how glitchy it is. Like there's a lag almost,
Yeah.
like throughout the whole thing. This is like a constant lag, and then the clipping through the actual map is also a thing. But I mean, other than those two, I haven't found much else. And it doesn't take me, like for me personally, I don't mind it. I would love if it was better. I feel like they can patch that, like those specific things. Maybe not the clipping, but the other one. I feel like they can fix the lag.
Yeah, I think of that too, but I truly don't have the proper, like, I don't have, like, I'm not educated on that stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. If anyone knows, let us know.
I will say too, like, so for me, I was, like I said, I played the games with my wife, and so it was kind of, we did have a good laugh over many of the glitches. Like we were able to look over a lot of them. Like at one point, I'm battling a trainer in the city, and like this guy just walks into the middle of our battle while my killer watcher was launching a thunderbolt, and like it's stupid, but it did kind of make us like laugh or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna take off points for the game. But the big thing that we had is happened to me 3 times since I've been playing the game, and it's happened to my wife twice since she's been playing the game. Is we'll be playing, and then it'll like kind of freeze up for a minute, and then it'll say a software error occurred.
Wow.
And basically make us restart. So she was lucky, and this happened in a gym battle where she had to just restart because she saved right before the gym. But I was so in the game, I had been forgetting to save, and I was like, when it did it, I pulled up the game, and there was like a gym I hadn't beaten and a Titan I hadn't beaten that I had beaten before, but I didn't save, and then plenty of grinding. So
you turned off autosave?
No, absolutely, yeah. I always turn off autosave. I
usually do as well, but for this game, because of the glitches that I had heard about day one, I just left it on. And
that's probably smart. That's what I should have done.
Like with Legends, I turned off autosave specifically for shiny hunting, but for this, it's like, I mean, I don't know. I'd rather, until I get to post game, like, I don't know, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it as autosave for the time being.
That's probably smart. I think I turned it off out of habit, to be honest.
Yeah.
I turned it off because Pokemon games have never been like that. Being a traditionalist out here. But there's actually a trick to this whole thing. Somebody figured out that you can like go into a menu. I actually wish I had it on me right now, but you can, when the game starts up, like you can shut off the game, restart it, and then when the game starts up, you can push a series of buttons. It's like X and A or something together, and this other screen will pop up, and Game Freak basically put in like a backup. There's a backup save file that you can, it like actually auto-saved.
What is this?
For you.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yep. It's in the game.
Automatically?
Completely legit.
Wow.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me this.
Yeah, you got to show us this. When we get off this, you have to send us this video, because I lost many things to this. But like,
that sounds really helpful.
If Game Freak has to put a failsafe like that in their game, then that is proof that, hey, you need to patch up your game, bud.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I don't want to like talk about things that everyone else is talking about, but like this really does get me thinking about like the fact that we do get, like, I've been blessed to get a Pokemon game every single year, and it's starting to maybe feel like that really shouldn't be the case.
This is a very hot topic, I'd say. It's like you said, everyone's talking about it.
No matter what you say, you're going to get thrown under fire for it.
Yeah, it's no win situation.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people are much more on the side of what Dusty's talking about. I am the complete opposite. I these bugs don't bother me that much. I would love if it was better, but I would rather take like getting a new Pokemon game every year over like
High
just
performing
solid.
game.
Yeah, I just don't care about it that
I
much.
would agree
But
with that.
that's me. I don't. A lot of people will disagree with me on that.
No,
I guess
Everyone
I'd
knows I
agree
got
with
some
that.
hot takes.
I'd agree with that, but just don't let my game crash. Like, and that's
Yeah.
great that there's a failsafe. I didn't know about that failsafe.
Yes,
So at
there
least
is
tell
one.
me about it, like at least Game Freak can be like, hey, preface the game with like a, hey, by the way, there's this thing that's happening.
Yeah, but they're not going to
No.
do that, and admit that there's actually like some glaring issues in their
I feel like they have in the past,
especially
like
first week.
they've in the past
Yeah.
like said, hey, there's this bug in this game, so don't
Yeah,
do
like
this.
in Lumio City, where you
Yes,
like heal
exactly.
at the Pokemon Center, or if you save at the Pokemon Center or something like that, your game will like hard. It'll just like
Right.
it'll
And
be
they warned
bricked.
people about that. So maybe warn us, hey, if your game does crash, we put in this failsafe.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point where I saw last night that some people asked for refunds for the games and Nintendo was
Disney.
giving them out. So
Really?
yeah, I mean, it's on. I don't know if you guys know about what happened with Cyberpunk, but it's very much on that level
Yeah.
of like,
I am not familiar with what happened with
So maybe
Cyberpunk,
you
but I
can let us
know
know about that for listeners.
yeah, it's just basically Cyberpunk was like this very highly anticipated game made from what is it? The same people that made like The Witcher. I forget their CD
is this
Project
the game
Red,
with
maybe.
Keanu Reeves in it?
Yes, exactly. And so it came out for PS4, all those, and it was on par, if not worse, than Scarlet and Violet. Like the glitches were insane, and they like literally refunded anyone that asked for it. Like if you want that, and then they continued to patch it up. And if you play Cyberpunk today, it's like one of the best. Well, maybe not one of the best, but very well working games. They just kept working on it. It just wasn't done, basically. So I don't think that we would do a similar situation here because it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
You think there'll be a patch this game?
That's a whole other question. Like, I don't. When we were talking about that they could patch it, I don't know if they actually ever will because in history they haven't done too much.
Right.
Although
I
I,
was-
I think there hasn't been a precedence with like BDSP. They did patch that game. There were like I think it was like 2 weeks after the game came out. All of those like cloning glitches that were just like
Right,
super
but they did
easily
that because
accessible.
that hurts their competitive. That hurts their metagame. If there's nothing that hurts them, it's a question of will they patch it. You know what I mean?
But they
'Cause that's
didn't
not hurting
come out and
player
say that.
experience. No, they didn't say that, but that's how they work. I mean, they've always cut out cloning glitches and anything that is like game crashing. But I mean, there were plenty of not to the level of Scarlet and Violet, like both in the amount or the size of them, but there were plenty of like bugs in Sword and Shield that never got fixed and frame rate issues, things like that.
Interesting. Yeah. I guess
I
you could be right.
I could see them patching it. Like I told Sarah that I could see them waiting till DLC. Like kind of with DLC will come a patch for the game, and it'll be like that's kind of how they'll market it. It's like or not how they will, but part of what they'll market it with is like we're also patching it, so this DLC's gonna look good. You know.
So I guess to go back to the hypothetical of like what you would prefer, like a Pokemon game every year, right? Which would include new Pokemon. I guess just like a new experience. If you get that every single year, that is pretty. Like I don't want to take it. I don't want to take that for granted, but that is a pretty like valuable thing that we probably do take for granted. And I think I guess I didn't really after 10 hours I didn't really mind all of the graphical like all these hiccups, all these glitches, the frame rate issues. I really didn't. It didn't bother me because it was such a new experience just in general, right? And I think a lot of it. But now that I've become accustomed to the game itself, and I'm starting, I don't know, it's starting to like bother me more and more. Like I'm in post game, and it's not really feeling that exciting anymore, right? Like the game's still fun. I've still got plenty more to experience, but But now I really do notice it. Like, I mean, I don't think this is a spoiler. You know, when I get access to flying, right? Now when I fly through the air, it's like so slow. Just like jumping out of water or jumping to then fly to then land. There's so many weird things that just kind of, I don't know. It's not. It doesn't feel as fun anymore. What do you guys think?
I mean, like I said, the only thing that has actually impacted my experience is the crashing. And I know
Yeah, that's a problem.
for Sarah's case, there was like a thing where her Sprigatito was evolving, and it was like her first Pokemon evolving, and it like glitched up the game where like it was showing the ground was the sky, and then the sky was the sky. So it was, I don't know, it was just really buggy or whatever. So she actually hit B because she was like, no, I want to watch my Sprigatito evolve in a good place.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, obviously that didn't like actually make her mad at the game, but you know what I mean? Like little things like that do, even if it's small, impede on the player experience.
The two things that remind me of like the frustration of BDSP is, like I said, the frame rate, but also it's just entering the box. I've been avoiding the box because of how disgusting it is to actually just transition into it. Like the game from like the start menu, like it fades to black, it fades into the menu screen and then cuts to black and then comes back. And then also once you're actually in the box system, you can't. It's like you'll be like you're just moving your cursor over to the next Pokemon, and it takes like 2 seconds before the sprite or the model of the Pokemon will even pop up. Right. That's not such a problem if you keep it on the because this was an issue in Sword and Shield as well, but it's not really an issue if you have like the screen setting where you're seeing the EVs, IVs, moveset, the nature. It's not really an issue if that's the case, and then the model's not actually showing. But personally, I've actually just been avoiding using the box. Like it's not a good experience, and I feel like the box is where you're going to spend like 20% of the game, like moving your Pokemon around, looking through your stuff, whatever. And then I thought, like, okay, real tinfoil. Like, is this to increase sales and increase the value of Pokemon Home? That's probably not the case, but it is an unexpected consequence.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, I've had those issues too. Same with like when you pull up, I don't know what you would call it, but the screen where you can change your uniform between like the winter uniform, whatever. It's the same way.
There's just a lot of lagging. Anyways,
At the I won't go into spoilers, but after the very final battle in the game, it then cuts to a cutscene, and it goes dark like after the battle, and then opens up with a cutscene. But I'm telling you, it was so dark, like for so long.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it had to have been. It felt so long. Like literally, at one point, I turned and looked at Sarah. And I said, I think my game just crashed. And, I'm livid because, like, it's at the final, points of the game, you don't have as much time to save because there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of cutscenes and a lot of battling and all this. So I was like, I know the game is not crashing on me right here. But no, it didn't. It just was taking that long to pull up the cutscene.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let us know in the comments if y'all are experiencing this.
Yeah. It's a very mixed thing for me. I would say that basically I have to admit that the thing that I never want to admit, that they really needed a little more time with this. Like it is like playing a beta version of the game, or like a build, an early build. The menus, the like UI, all the stuff looks like it's from a not polished, unfinished kind of thing. And it hurts me to say that because I don't want to say it. I want to be like, this is great, and the game experience is great.
It is,
but I really don't want to say it because at the same time, I don't want them to like take more time to make another game so that
you don't
we
want
don't
them
have
to be like,
another game.
we listened. You're waiting. Gen 10 comes out 2030, no earlier.
Yeah, somebody suggested 6 years earlier today, and I was like, bro, I can't wait 6 years for another one.
That's how you kill a franchise.
It just needs one more year, if that.
Yep.
One more year, if that. And really only one more year for, like, bigger games. Because I will say, like, when we found out from, leakers that there was going to be a DLC for Legends Arceus, we expected something bigger. A lot of people were talking about Sinjo. And I will say, I would have been fine if they had done a Sinjo DLC, like, this year, late this year, and Scarlet and Violet come out next year. I'm fine with them taking a little bit longer on a brand new game, as long as they kind of give us DLC to fill those gaps. Because I would think that'd be easier, because you're just kind of adding to a base game rather than starting from scratch.
And I mean, we
even patching Pokemon into Sword and Shield. Like we played with all the Sinnoh evolutions and stuff in BDSP. Why not then patch Sword and Shield the next year in 2022 to have Infernape, Empoleon, Staraptor, a bunch of staples of Sinnoh, and then the next year, 2023, you have Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I mean, those are great solutions. I wish that there was someone on their team that knew these kind of things. To be honest, I don't know how they don't get these suggestions, or even have a battle simulator and have all the Pokemon in it.
Yeah.
There's options that they can do to make it, if there was a long wait period, that they could fill content in the wait period, that we wouldn't feel gosh, we've been waiting for a new generation forever. I mean, and it does come down to new Pokemon though too. I just want to see some more new Pokemon. So
exactly. But you
it's
can do
tough
that
at the
with
same
DLC.
time.
You can do that with DLC. I mean, Sinjo DLC, you could have added,
a new Dunsparce evolution.
Right. It could have been the Dunsparce evolution then. Yeah, exactly. And then some more regional variants, here's an ice type Furret, things like that.
That's what I was expecting. And it was weird that they didn't, but it
was just more
in the end. Yeah. In the end, that DLC for PLA was actually a patch fix.
Yeah.
That was a patch. But we should move on to the good things from the game as well, just to keep it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there are so many great things about the game.
Oh, for every bad glitch I saw, there's 20 amazing things I loved. I mean, like I said, it's my favorite game.
Yeah, so Lumi, tell us about that. Why is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet your favorite game?
Okay, so first I will preface by saying that it may sound like I'm about to drop spoilers. I promise I won't. No spoilers. But we were playing the game and we're kind of wondering, okay, by the time we're 10 badges in, we're having a ton of fun, but we are also kind of wondering when are they going to get into the legendary plot, where we're finding out more about Koraidon and Miraidon, Yeah. And it was kind of they made us wait on this, because you do have to complete all 3 stories before it actually goes into the legendary plot. And when it did, it was worth it. We both sat there and we said, this was well worth the wait. And literally when it was over, Sarah just looked at me and said, they can't top this in Gen 10. They can't beat that plot. The plot was amazing. Everybody we heard who had played through the game, all the leakers had said that they cried in the game. While I did not actually have tears streaming down my face, I did have the eyes watering. I really did. And
wow, that's
Sarah did as well. So different parts of the game, mind you, but we both at one point the game made our eyes water. So
I've heard that from multiple people too now, not just leakers. I've seen it all over. I'm just checking Instagram and Twitter all the time. So I've seen multiple people be this was the best story. I cried. All
that's
that.
Crazy.
So
for me, I mean, and this is a problem that I have with a lot of open world games. And obviously there are so many benefits to an open world game, but for me, I just get I don't want to I've been conditioned to not want to miss anything in the world. So what I did with this game was spend 10 hours before I even got 3 badges, right? I literally just spent 10 hours in one area before realizing, I need to go into the other direction, right? And some of that is due to the map and just the experience of the game. But yeah. So to say what I was gonna say, the impression that I get is that the game feels very disjointed, because I'll go off and I'll do 2 Titans, right? And I'm really enjoying the Titans. I think that might be my favorite aspect of the game so far.
Really, that's my least favorite. That's funny.
I think it's so much fun. I think so. The Titans, I'll do the Titans, then I'll just do I just did a series of 5 gyms in a row, because I realized, if I do the gyms, I can buy Ultra Balls. So I just did a bunch of those. And I've also just done I did this Team Star bases as well, and those have been really easy. And I think
I love the Team Star bases. That was my favorite.
Okay, I think those. And so this is another thing. So like I think because I spent 10 hours grinding and exploring different areas before actually doing the plot, or the plot, or these doing any sort of badges, right? A lot of those areas, a lot of those trials, those bosses were so easy because I was over leveled, and that's definitely like a me problem. That's not like necessarily the
Is
game.
Is it though?
Well, I do think
I don't know.
It's a point for why they should do level scaling. I think we all here at least know of, but I think we all watch Shady Penguin. I don't know if y'all watched his stream where he played through these games, but he had the exact same thing happen. He went into the first, what is intended to be the first gem, the bug gem,
Sure.
who I believe her highest level is level 15. Well, he had done so much exploring and all this that his highest level was his Crocolore, and it was level 27. And so, naturally, he smoked that gem. Mm-hmm. And he he ended the stream by saying, yeah, I'm not going to stream the rest of this game because I don't think it's good content. And, he is right. So while I do think it is like
I also stopped streaming, kind of, not really for the same reason, but anyways, sorry.
I imagine it was at least a part of why.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's just a lot of like exploring, right? It's not like there's like specific things that I have to achieve.
Right.
The best thing that I streamed was doing one of the Titan battles, the Paradox Titan. Maybe that's a spoiler, whatever. And that was a ton of fun because I kept losing. I kept losing, and then when I won, then I tried to capture the beast, and that took me maybe 30 minutes of failing and trying different strategies. And that was a result of me not being over leveled, right? Like, it was me like actually struggling. So
you had to capture the beast.
Yeah.
And I explored, but I tried not to like send my Pokemon out while I explored just because I didn't want to get over leveled. So I was actually right around each thing's level. I had like on my notes on my phone, each like the order to do them, and I put what level they are. Like I had first gym is Katie, and she's got a level 15. After that, do Cloth, he's level 16. After that, like so on.
Okay.
And when I did, so I would go into them and I'd be right around the levels, and because I was rotating a team of 12. I was actually a little under-leveled for some of them, and while the Starfall Street was really easy, I thought it was fun, but it was really easy, the boss battles were tough for me.
Okay.
Like, specifically when they got to the Starmobiles, like, those things were deadly. I mean, I had one just keep stacking up its defense while I'm hitting it with physical moves from my Annihilate. I mean, things like that did make it hard, in my opinion, for me at least.
See, again, that was something like I didn't touch any of the star bases, not really on purpose, but I just didn't battle any of those until yesterday, and I ripped through 3 of them all at once, and they were really easy. And I didn't even think the trial, I didn't even think like the like encounter trial, or what do you call it, like the let's play trial portion of the base. I didn't even think that was particularly hard. That was just
no, it wasn't remotely hard. That part was easy. Like. You have to be severely under-leveled and have to have a
have you? I'm sorry. So have you played this? Have you?
No, I haven't. But it's fine. I know all leaks and everything.
Okay.
If you think I don't know how things work.
Yeah. Okay.
We won't go into story, but Soul, do you know the story? Has that been leaked to you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you have managed to avoid that. That's good.
Yeah, I'm notoriously good at avoiding story spoilers. Like, I see like something and I just like scroll really quick, or I don't listen to when people are talking about it. It's a thing. I mean, I've seen one thing that was big and I was like, oh man, but that was it. Either way, like I'll explain to you how I play Pokemon games just really quick.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, even before this whole open world thing, I would go every route, and the same kind of thing applies here. Every route I go in, and I try to catch every Pokemon that's in that route. So like when this game started, I just went into the first area and I just started catching, like if I hadn't seen the Pokemon, I'm catching it. Yeah. So I'm catching all these Pokemon and I'm not moving on until I do that. And I know there's rare spawns, but I'm not going to sit there and like spin around and try to find them. Instead, I just move forward and I come back to catch the rare ones, basically. That's how I play Pokemon. So to me, that's why I've spent like 12 hours. Basically, I'm right at Artisan right now. Like I got to the gym or the town basically, and now you're telling me Katie's probably the first one though, so I should probably go the other direction.
He's
I don't
only
know.
2 levels above her, if that helps. His highest is level 17, Katie's highest is 15.
Yeah. So that talks a lot about the level scaling. So I know we were going to go into positive things here, but I think that's the biggest like intentional hindrance to this game. Like the level scaling, I thought that it wouldn't bother me that much, but it kind of defeats the whole idea of exploring. Like for people like
It
me,
absolutely
I,
does.
I would I would love to plan out everything, and I am. I'm like, okay, like you were saying, Lumi, you plan out, okay, Katie's got level 15, so I got to go there first. People that just want to explore and not have to worry about like, planning
Yeah.
around
Right.
these objectives, which is
And
what they advertised it as,
and for
they
that
get a
reason, it
ruined
wasn't open
experience.
world. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't open world for me. I mean, I did, and I'm fine with that because I do enjoy Pokemon, and in a way, it kind of, I mean, there were some benefits to this, but it did not feel like what open world kind of means to the fan
Yeah.
base. But like,
Hmm.
I was happy with like I was able to go up and get because I wanted to use both a Fuecoco and a Quaxley on my team, and there was someone who was telling me, um, if I get a Ditto, I can breed you a Quaxley, and you can breed me a Fuecoco. So I was able to go up at the very beginning of the game, go ahead and catch me a Ditto, get a Fuecoco egg, trade it, get my Quaxley egg from him, and then I was also able to go up and go ahead and catch a Satotl, which is like later game, like it's level 40 when you catch them, and go ahead and breed that and
That's
get a
cool.
Satotl egg. So
I love
Yeah.
that.
that's
And
the
That's
benefit
cool.
I
of
did
it.
a little bit of that as well. Like, so I was playing with our friend Subarashi. He came over into my world and basically was able to. I guess he didn't need to do it in my world, but we were playing together, and he captured me a what is it called? It's the Baxcalibur pre-evolution, the
Yeah,
first form.
Frigibax.
So he caught me one of those really early, and I was able to use that. I guess, yeah. But then also what I was able to do, he showed me a secret way. You get into the water and you can like swim all the way up the coast, the far coast, to those like more late game areas. Once I got there was a ton of strong Pokemon to capture. Like I was able to see the sushi Pokemon and a lot of other really cool things. And it was actually like it was scary. It was fun. I felt a sense of adventure. I felt a sense of freedom to actually go into these places that were like forbidden, even because like my levels were like at level 20, right? My Pokemon were pretty low in level compared to these wild Pokemon at level 40, and that aspect of it was fun. I think a good solution that we could maybe see in Gen 10 is an open world Pokemon game where the environments and the Pokemon that are wild are not scalable, so you still are able to have that sense of like yeah, that sense of like urgency when you're out in the world, right? Because I was afraid to get into a battle, but then you have all these gym leaders and bosses have those scale, right? Because if
Yes.
if I got up there and all of a sudden I start training and capturing things and my Pokemon get to us, all of a sudden they're level 40. It's like nothing else before the game matters. Like none of those challenges are going to be engaging.
I
Yeah.
would propose even a compromise to that. Make the gyms or bosses scale, so gyms, Titans, Starfall Street in this case. But I would even say, like, I think it'd be cool if there was a mix of Pokemon everywhere, levels wise. So, like, first route, there's a family of Palmy and a Pommet. So the Palmy, yeah, sure, they're my level 4s, level 5s. But if I go to battle that Pommet, it's going to be, level 40 plus. Other side of that is when I go to the kind of late game area, the ice area, and I see a wild Frigibax. The wild Frigibax, some of them might be like only level 16 or something, but there'll also be some in there who are like level, 40 or 35, whatever they've got.
Yeah, but
them
it's
in.
not Frigibax, it's Baxcalibur, right? Or that's what it's called.
Well, it'd be cool if they did put Baxcalibur in there too. I know that I've only seen a wild Frigibax and a wild Arctibax, and the Frigibax they do put them at 35. I think was the one I caught.
Okay. Yeah, and I think we have discussed this a little bit, that type of level scaling, and this really wasn't present in previous games, but I've always loved how in Black and White 2, when you go back to those early routes, right? Which like the early routes of Black and White that end up being post game areas in Black 2 White 2, and you, instead of finding level 1 and 2 not Piplup, Lillipup and Patrat, right? You're still finding those level 1 Pokemon, but you're finding their final forms at level 50 and 60, and there's even Pokemon there like Wigglytuff, and there's all like they're all normal type Pokemon because it's technically Route 1, right? I have always loved that. I thought that was a really cool thing to see.
So that is cool. I don't think I've appreciated that enough.
And they didn't do that in Johto,
in a way.
right?
Yeah, definitely in a way, it's kind of always been a part of Pokemon. Even in Sword and Shield with the wild area, exactly what Lumi just suggested was there. Like you walk out and the Onix is there and it's like
Great
level
point.
40 something.
Right.
So like they just didn't do that this time, I guess, and that's just
but
it's whatever. But
and that's kind of, if this has to be the last negative thing we'll say, then that's fine. But I mean, but you got to talk about the good and the bad, right? And for me, that is something, is I feel like Game Freak has for a while now, in fact, kind of observed areas where we've praised them and gone, okay, and then taken steps back. So like, for example, the Sword and Shield thing, it being like that in the wild area, but then in their first true open world game, or what they at least advertise as true open world game, they cut that. They take a step back. And then everybody remembers, they talk about this day, X and Y had, for the little like connectivity feature, it was the player search system, the PSS, and people loved it. It was so user friendly.
Yeah.
And then they gave us the Festival Plaza and Sun and Moon, and that was bad. Then they gave us something in Sword and Shield, and I get that it had to be different from the PSS because it's not dual screen anymore.
Yeah.
But they gave us something. The Poke Portal is worse than what they gave us in Sword and Shield.
No way.
The thing.
I love the Poke Portal.
See, to me, I don't, because with Sword and Shield, I could, as I'm running around, see little raids pop up.
Okay.
Like, it would tell me, like, oh, look, someone's doing a raid for a wild Caparajah. And on this one, I have to go into the Poke Portal, and go into the Terra raids, and then it'll show me what raids are available. And it only shows me, like, 8, and it takes a few minutes before it will refresh them.
I guess that's fair. What I've been using the Poke Portal as is just a way to connect with, like, I've already connected with multiple people online. I've connected with my niece who's playing on her Nintendo Switch, and it's been like effortless. Like literally, like you get the code, you plug in the code, and you're good to go. And it's been
right,
it's
and that
been
side of
effortless.
it's nice.
And that's been an issue. Like that's actually been like multiplayer has been so impossible for the last like 6 years of Pokemon games. And for some reason, it finally works in that aspect. So I'm pumped. I'm honestly pumped.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I just, with the raids especially, you have to go into a separate screen to see them, instead of like it being a passive thing where I can just kind of see them popping up in the corner of my screen as I'm running around exploring the open world.
Yeah, I guess I never had an issue. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, for me, like these things, they are things that are in a new game, right? That you would expect to be like, okay, this is one thing that I didn't really like from it, like just little small things. Like, yeah, they could definitely improve on that. But like as a whole, if it didn't have all of the bugs and everything with the performance problems, like the ideas are so good. All of that, what you guys are talking about.
And
it's just
so on
execution, I guess.
Yeah, and on the note, a really positive thing from me is that I would say,
you guys want to pause? My camera just shut off. I think it ran out of battery.
I was literally just typing to you to see your camera.
I have live.
So on a positive note, I would say that is something about the execution of these games that like I do think they absolutely nailed. Was I remember in Sword and Shield, they said that like there was like a major league, minor league gym system, and it got kind of misinterpreted, and people were saying there's 18 gyms in Sword and Shield. So everyone was freaking out, and then we found out there's not 18 gyms in Sword and Shield. And I love that this game, they gave us 18 badges in Sword and Shield, but they also diversified, 10 or 8 are from traditional gym battles, 5 are from Starfall Street, and 5 are from Titan. So it was the 18 gym experience, but without making gyms go stale, because each thing was so different from the other.
Yeah, it's so true. It's a great thing that it's like they literally heard that, which makes sense because it was a crazy controversy in the end.
It was, yes. I think, in fairness to them, I think people were really just bitter about the Dex cut still, and were kind of
Mhm.
just everything. Like, they could have been like, oh, Young Goose won't be in this game, and people be like, Young Goose, you cut Young Goose, I mean, things that they wouldn't really care about. Like, I remember
Yeah.
everyone joked like, what are you gonna do? Put Maractus in the game? And then they put Maractus in Sword and Shield, and people went nuts.
So I've got a note right here that I wrote down. It's a positive note. I thought when I was first playing this game, every single Pokemon had me incredibly excited to like just stumble upon, capture, engage with. Even the old Pokemon, right? I was getting excited at the new Pokemon that were leaked, that I've known about for 6 months, but I was also getting excited about like things like Arcanine, right? Seeing Arcanine in the overworld with these beautiful fluffy textures
Yes.
was so cool. I captured it immediately. I'm like, this is the coolest thing in the world. I mean, there were a lot of returning Pokemon that I was pumped about. Go-Goat, we don't, whatever. And then, but like also, literally, just every Pokemon was so cool to see. And I'm still feeling like that, right? Because I still have areas of the region to explore. And it's been, that is, so the highlight of this game has really been just exploring the region and all these new Pokemon. I think that's all been extremely fun, and a total plus for Generation 9 so far. With that comes some negatives, like we've discussed earlier. The fact that I keep getting lost. I think also a major...
It might be a personal problem, Dusty.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. And I think also, I mean, we keep talking about the negatives, but I think also, what was I gonna say? Cut this out. Okay, what was I gonna say? Shoot.
We'll give you a second.
Yeah.
You keep getting lost.
I keep getting lost. Wow, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
I also really think a big issue for me with Scarlet and Violet so far is that the world feels like outside of the Pokemon and the towns, actually even some of the towns, feels kind of like empty. Like there are things to engage with, but in a lot of ways, like I don't know, I feel like a lot of the biomes feel very flat. Right, where the biomes do change up, like I just discovered there's this forest. There's like it's like an autumn forest. I discovered the snowy area. That was a lot of fun. But I really do feel like there's a lot of areas where it's just like flat greenery. And again, I'm not. It's not even the color or the textures or whatever you want to call it. Like it's not the technical capability of the game, but it just kind of feels like empty. Like I discovered, so where the normal gym is, I just beat the normal gym leader Larry, and in his town, in his town there's like this there's I don't even know where it is, but somewhere in the town there's like this semicircle. It's like made out of like cobblestone, and you can walk down to the center of it, which looks like a sewer grate. And I'm like, oh cool, maybe this is gonna be like
theater.
Does it open up? Oh no, it just is a theater.
No, it doesn't. No, it just is. Like they literally say, like this was an old theater, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So for some reason, I don't know. There's been a lot of like interesting areas like that where I'm like, oh, maybe I can explore here, right? Oh, like the desert, for example, was great, and there are ruins in the desert, but they still are kind of barren. And just
top right of the map is the best area. Top right of the map is the best area. Go there when you get off this game. Anybody who's watching this, if you haven't been there, go there. Go to the top right of the map. It's the best area, best music in the game. I loved it.
Good. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. I guess actually you say that anyways, yeah, I don't want to. These are just our first impressions. I've got a lot of the strong emotions are just like this is fun, and I feel like I'm finally playing Pokemon. I feel like I'm in the world. I always think of like I want to be Ash, right? I want to be, I want to be myself in the anime where literally you go for a stroll and the forest takes like 2 hours to get through, and like there's all sorts of Pokemon all over the place. Like that's what I want it to feel like.
Right, like where it takes Ash like 3 episodes to get through Viridian Forest.
Yeah.
You want it to be like that, right?
And this game does feel like that. Like it actually does feel like that in a lot of ways. So just I don't know. We keep mentioning the good and the bad, but it's just that's how it is.
How do y'all go ahead, Sol.
I was just gonna say I'll totally agree. Before you move on, like the first couple hours of the game, with the story especially, but just in general, the whole feel, I had not felt a feeling like that since I was a kid playing Red and Blue. I said it on Twitter already, but I was just like, this is like a Pokemon game. I don't know what it was about it.
That's incredible.
But it really felt, yeah, no, literally, I hadn't felt this feeling since like Gen 1, Gen 2. And it felt like I was a kid again, and it was just, this is Pokemon. And it might have all these issues, but like, it's a new Pokemon experience that it just felt completely fresh to me. I don't know. That was the biggest positive to me.
What's
right
that
off the
line
bat.
from Lilo and Stitch, like where it's like, "This is my family. It's a little broken, but I like it." You know,
Yeah, Pokemon's a little broken.
but I like it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I do get at the same time like people that they have that same love and passion for it, like we do, obviously, but they want it to be so much better. I get that. You know, like, imagine if this was a flawless game and all of the things were there was no bugs, it was perfect, the graphics were good, like everything was good. It'd be like game of the year. It'd be like game of the year. So I do understand.
Would. Legends nominated for game of the year?
I don't know. Maybe in Japan. I don't know about here.
I thought it was in Japan. I could be wrong on that, but I mean, yeah, I think that I totally agree. I think that it's just, and I am where you stand, where like I don't need that because I just want a Pokemon game every year or some kind of Pokemon experience every year. It can even be DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand that, you know, some people are like, well, I love the franchise so much, I want to see it go to the point where their games look like Xenoblade, you know. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't really care. You can give me a Pokemon game, just don't give me BDSP ever again, or let's go.
Yes,
don't
please.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
That's our one thing that we've agreed on this whole time. All three of us have agreed. No more BDSP and let's go.
Yeah. It doesn't. See, I don't even think Let's Go is that bad, right? Because it's those games. I think if they can perfect those like interim games, like that's what's gonna allow them to be able to put out like a new generation every 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I think it's important, right? Otherwise, it's like you're not getting a new generation every year. Then what are you gonna get? You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, you know, in the middle kind of game. But hey, let's talk about our teams. I would love to hear what you guys are using on your teams. Maybe some of the You want me to go first?
I'll go first. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I got my Switch right here. Let me pull this up. I'm playing on the new Switch OLED Scarlet and Violet edition.
It is a good question. What are y'all playing on? Just so like I kind of know. Like
I play docked.
Okay, but like you play with an OLED, yeah?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have the new OLED.
Okay.
And I have not
OLED. Yeah.
Same thing. I have not experienced a crash yet.
Okay.
Me
I'm
either.
wondering if it's because of So what are you playing on?
On an OLED as well. On the white one.
That might be it. I'm playing on not launch era Switch, but it probably was about 2 years after launch.
Didn't they say like the OLED really is not like a better game, or not? It's not like a technically better system. The only difference is maybe like the screen capacity or
that and the
battery, right? So that shouldn't make a difference.
I have heard some people saying, but I don't know if it's just kind of people, you know, talking out of their butt. But like,
there's
they
a lot
say
of
that there's even that. But like, there are people who are like, oh, if you're playing on a launch era Switch, you know, it would. But I don't see why that would be true. If like, I don't know, I don't see why that would be true. A Switch that's made today is the same. It's made the same way a Switch was made last year. You know,
that's a good point. Yeah. So my starter was Fuecoco. It's now a Skeledirge. I think one of the coolest Pokemon, one of the coolest starters in such a long time. Easily 10 years. The fact that it's just not a human makes me very happy. I'm having a great time with it. Yes. I think before, like, there were a lot of like great fan concepts for what Fuecoco could become, and I think Skeledirge is like, it's awesome in its own right, but it still lines up with a lot of fan expectations. And in some ways, I mean, we could talk about this when we review all the Pokemon, but like in some ways, I feel like Skeledirge is like a testing ground. It's like, okay, you guys you're sick of, you know, a lot of people say they're sick of the humans. Well, here's an animal it will make it the fire type. If this does well and this becomes the Shellmon, maybe we can see more animalistic, actual pocket monsters in the future. But anyways, I
think
got Fuecoco and Skeledirge. Yeah,
I think that Skeledirge is the most popular.
think it is
Seen, from what I've seen around the internet, that's what it looks like.
good.
That's what I've seen as well. It's funny because the leakers all reported that it would be Quaxley, then Sprigatito, then Fuecoco, but I actually feel like it's the exact reverse of that. I feel like it's Fuecoco, then Sprigatito, then Quaxley.
Quaxley is such a cool design. So all right, so I picked Fuecoco, and then the way I kind of play Pokemon games is I'll catch everything that I think is interesting, and especially the new Pokemon, and I'll try to level them up, especially in the early routes to get those evolutions, to get those Dex entries. Also, it's exciting. But Lumi traded me a Quaxley egg that I trained up to level 40. So I do have the Quaxcaval, and it's a cool Pokemon. I think it looks better. Like, its design is really great. I don't love how it plays in game. Yeah, yep. It just constantly moves. It reminds me of like Mr. Mime. I think it's right.
That's
Mr. Mime's
so
like always
good.
doing its dance.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So, anyways, Fuecoco was on the team. Quaxcaval is now in the box. I also have a Garganical named Ghirardelli. And,
Why? I love it.
It's just like salted chocolate. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And then I got I was able to get a Ceruledge. I trained up my I think I hatched a Charcadet. I maybe like bred 10 eggs, right, to get this one with like a generally beneficial nature, and then someone in the live stream was able to trade me the correct item because I'm playing Scarlet version. I also have. Yeah, 100%. And then I also have the Arctibax right now. It's level 45. Do you guys know when it evolves? Do you know what level it evolves at?
55, I think.
All right,
55.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's usually always in the 50s because, it's a pseudo. I mean, Dragapult, Hydreigon, was like 64. It's 54.
Yeah.
54 is when it evolves. Unless you're using the Let's Go feature.
Yeah, that's true. So then, Arctibax, I have that, and then I've also been training up a Smoliv that's now an Arboliva.
Nice.
A lot of my Pokemon have nicknames, so I actually forget what their names, what their actual classifications.
What are their nicknames? We need all the nicknames, not just Ghirardelli.
Okay, Skeledirge is Gold Teeth. That's after a Brockhampton song. Ceruledge is No Man. It's female. It's named after, I forget her name, in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Yes, that's epic.
Sauron.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. That's the best name I've heard for a Ceruledge.
So, dude, and Ceruledge is so cool, like running around when it follows me.
Ceruledge is clean.
It's so good.
It's clean. It's not Armarouge, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
No Man. That's what I should name it. No Ceruledge.
No
Armarouge. Yeah. Arctibax is named after Tucson, Arizona. I went on a trip there, so I thought that was random.
No, I like it. It works.
And then Headlock, the Arboliva, because it's got long arms. And then I also had Pokemon on my team that I thought I would keep. I got New Shoes, the low kicks. I kind of boxed it at one point and then just never got it back on the team. And right now I've got a new Tinkaton who doesn't even have a nickname, but it's so powerful. So I don't even know if I want to get rid of that either. And I'm also training up Cherry Grove, the Dunsparce. I think it's about to evolve. Hopefully it's the triple form.
Haven't been able to get one of those, man. I've been trying, but I haven't.
But dude, there's so many cool Pokemon. I'm just looking at my box right now. Like, there's so many cool Pokemon. I want to play through this game like multiple times when I finish, and actually do it in like proper order. But anyways, I've been talking too long. I want to hear about your teams.
So
Lumi, you next
first because mine is long.
All right, fine. So yeah, mine won't be as long because I'm mixing a little bit right now because I'm still like at the beginning. Off the top of my head, I have like a big Nimble, so I'm like trying to get sizes as well a little bit. So like, and I don't nickname either. So like the pre-evolution to low kicks, he's big. I got a Dunsparce, the one with the poison Terra type. I'm hoping that it'll evolve Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll evolve into a 3 segment as well. I don't know actually, so I don't know what even I'm gonna do with that whole situation.
How
I don't
is
know
Yeah.
which
it
one I like.
calculated? Is it calculated with like when you catch the Dunsparce, it's already coded to evolve one way or the other, or does
It's
it
got to
like
be that.
literally roll the dice when it evolves?
I wish that I knew. I wish that more people cared. Like, but people don't care as much, so I can't
I
get
think people were
answers from people.
disappointed, but see, I love
Yeah,
it. They embrace the meme that is Dunsparce and they put it in its evolution.
Yeah.
I do think it's perfect. I think it could be
Yep.
better, but we'll get into it
I think it's
another time.
perfect.
Yeah, it anyway. I don't know if I like the second, like the segment form or the 3 segment form better. So
Oh, I
I'm
like
like,
3.
I don't know. Yeah, I
I like
haven't
3,
seen
but it might
like,
be because it's rarer.
yeah,
The
yeah.
3 has to be the
So
rare
that
one. Yeah.
it is, yeah. Um, then I've got obviously I've picked Fuecoco as well. I think we all picked Fuecoco here.
We
Um,
all picked
yeah,
Fuecoco.
and he like won me over at the beginning. I was like, this is adorable.
No,
I never
he's
knew
Yeah.
how adorable it is.
He is
Um,
adorable.
it just evolved into a Crocolore, and I'm kind of sad about it, but waiting for that
Same.
Skeledirge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Crocodile is not really my favorite. I thought I would like it a lot more.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not a
It's
fan
not
of
for me.
Crocolore.
Yeah,
I mean, I just remind myself that like there are very few good mid stages. I would actually say Sprigatito won the mid stage competition this time around.
100%.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
clean design. I love
so
its
good.
mid stage.
Yeah,
I
and
need
I
to get
mean,
a. I need to get one of those.
it is like what you said. Like I never expected mid stages to be good anyway, so it's not anything crazy. Um, so that's 3. I've also got a small live right now because I'm actually no.
Respect.
I traded out for the Dunsparce. I just got the Dunsparce. That's what happened. I had a small live. I've got the Paldean Wooper that I can't wait for it to be a Clodsire because I absolutely adore that Pokemon.
Squishmallow.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the spikes come out of its back, but it's freaking
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Sarah used one, so I saw that. That's so neat. It's true Iberian Newt.
Yeah, I loved that. What am I at? 4 or 5? I should really just open this thing up.
I don't remember. I know I saw on Twitter you said you caught a tandem mouse.
I did catch a tandem mouse.
Yeah.
But he's on the B team.
I
Um,
I've been evolving a couple just in case I get the triple stage. Or
Oh,
Saw a
the
raid for
single
triple
the single
stage.
child.
yeah. That I want that one badly as well. I can't believe they did that to me twice. Like, what am I gonna do in
Yeah.
this game? Spend hours. Never gonna
Rarer
beat the
than a
game.
shiny.
Yeah, I'm never gonna beat the game. I'm just gonna sit there and try to find family of 3 and 3 segment.
Oh, I didn't know
Dunsparce.
that. I didn't know that was the rare one. There was a raid
Yeah.
for it last night. I could have gotten in, but I was like, who cares? I hate those things.
No.
I would have gotten in and given it to y'all, but I mean, I didn't even know
Oh,
that was the rare one. I assumed 4 was the rare one.
I'm crushed.
That's crazy.
It's gonna take me days to find one.
I think
Anyway,
you can,
the rest of my
yeah.
team. Yeah, the rest of my team is Charcadet. He's chilling. He's waiting for his armor.
Love
And he's
it.
gonna be an Armor Rouge, maybe from Lumi actually. And
Got it
because
whenever
I'm
you're
playing
ready, man.
Violet. Yeah, thanks for that. I just haven't got there yet. And then the last one is Spidops, who evolved from
Very
the
cool.
Tarantula, and
Yes.
I love that whole line. Actually, I didn't
yeah.
like it at
Billy,
first.
you weren't crazy
Tell
about
me
it
about
when it was
that.
like leaked.
I absolutely loved the little guy. When I saw the picture of it, like the little blurry picture, I was like, this thing's ugly. It's got a mustache. That was not what I expected. But then once you see it in game, it's adorable. It's fantastic. It's S tier for me. And
Wow.
then
Really cool shiny.
yeah, the shiny's amazing. And then its evolution, I really didn't like either, and it just grew on me. I don't know. I saw it in game as well. Like I don't know. It just all turned around. It's one of those. So it's on my team like for the whole time until I get some legendaries out here.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
nice.
It's a good
It's your
team.
full team.
Yep.
I think you put on
Awesome.
Twitter like what your actual like what you plan for your final team to be.
Mm-hmm.
You want to
I
recap that
did.
real quick?
Yeah. So Spidops will be dropped for Chien Pao. That
It's cool.
beautiful cat.
Yeah,
I
that's
freaking
cool.
love it. Yeah,
Accidentally
it's really
killed
sick.
him today.
That's sad. But yeah, he's gonna go on, and then Slitherwing is 100% my favorite Pokemon of the whole generation. So I think Skeledirge is going to get the box for that one.
Yeesh.
But that's post-game stuff, so it kind of sucks.
You
that I
can't get a
use it.
Slitherwing, can you? I can.
No,
give you
yeah, I'm
one.
gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trade it. But I'm like
got
one of
one
those
if you want
people. Sweet, I'll definitely take it. I'm one of those people that I'm not gonna use it until I can actually get that in game. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
nickname it though, so that you're stuck with a Slitherwing named like Marcus or something.
Oh God, no.
That's
Oh
hilarious.
no,
That's so funny.
I will be sad.
Um,
I'm kind of like that with like my playthrough. Like in my mind, there's a bunch of Pokemon that I love. A lot of them are Paradox. A lot of them are just like late game Pokemon. And I keep training things and then just not following through. Like I said, like I'll get it to level 40 and then I'm like, I think I'm just gonna box you eventually, which isn't great, right? And then also because of the experience share, which I don't even have a problem with, because of the experience share, things are just leveling up. And there's really no like mental investment on my part, right? Like I was struggling to level up Garganical to get that final evolution.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
You gotta really love it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I like it, but I'm like, we'll see. I think I'll make stronger bonds when I finish the game, but then also when I kick Lumios's butt in some battles.
yeah, that's not gonna happen, man.
Okay,
Gotta
well,
beat
then
the
tell us your
game
team.
first to get on my level. I'm champion rank, Dusty.
He's already there.
First off,
I'm a
Soul,
Galar champion.
I'm shocked that you didn't use low kicks, Soul.
Oh, dude, yes, low kicks is on there. Did I not? No,
No,
yeah,
no.
I said nimble. Nimble.
Yeah,
he's
he
just
said
not
nimble.
evolved
Oh,
yet.
I forgot that Nimble is even low kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah. So the way I did my team was I have core 6 that I'm using for kind of the gym battles and just like ones that are mainly on my team. And then I have another 6 that I used against the Titans, and I used like a blend of them for Starfall Street. Like just kind of mix and matched which ones I was using. So for Team A, my main team, I have Fuecoco. That was the starter I picked, as we all did, because we're all really boring, apparently. I mean, there's 3 of us. We could have gone a different starter each, but
I guess we should have done that in retrospect, yeah.
We'll get
Hopefully
into that
Gen
when
10
we judge them.
hopefully Gen 10, like, that'll just naturally happen with us. Is like, one of us likes the grass, one of us likes the water, one of us likes the fire. That just works better. But anyways, I did get, like I said, a Quaxley, and I used him on the team as well. He is on the team, and he is evolved, and I love him, and he is beautiful. I also used a Kilowattrel, which is the coolest looking mon ever in existence, probably. Titan, which I got as a little Citadel egg before the first gym. And then, man, I'm actually blanking on what else was on my team. There was Citadel, Kilowattrel, Quaxley, Fuecoco, and Primeape. I got a Primeape so that I could use an Annihilate. And
So cool.
then
I wanted to
Honestly,
use that, but
love-
I have too many ghosts.
I love Annihilate. He is such a cool design, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know why I can't think of my last member. I feel so bad because they're like a family to me now. But
It's
forgotten
just
to-
new. It's just 'cause it's new.
Cyclozar, that was it.
Oh, well,
Um,
that's forgettable.
yeah, because no, it is not. You do not say that about my son.
How does that play? How does is Cyclozar good?
He's super fast. Especially when I caught him, my Quaxley was underleveled because it was traded from an egg. My Citadel was really slow, and my Fuecoco was really slow. And I hadn't found a Wattrel that was the gender I wanted yet.
Yeah.
So I couldn't run away from anything, but Cyclozar, like, he served me in that regard immediately. Like, I could actually run away from things now. And he
Yeah.
actually does hit pretty hard. He kind of starred in the Psychic Gym because they have a lot of Dazzling Gleam users. And so I was able to Terra him into a normal type so that he would have the Stab Dragon but not be weak to the fairy moves that they were using. So that was really cool. And, it kind of served for, like, a different thing. Got me to, like, really use the Terrastol gimmick to its fullest, I guess.
Cool.
But I love him. I thought the reason I wanted to use him is because, one, I do love the design, but also he's kind of like the mascot of the region, right? Like in the same way like Alolan Exeggutor was. So I wanted to use that in the game. because there's no other game where it would be that good for it, you know.
Yeah.
Then on Team B, I had Flamigo, who hits like a truck, man. He hits very hard. He one-shots everything.
Even the wild Flamigo have been like kicking my ass.
They're really tough. Then I used a low kicks, who was kind of sucky as a nimble, but now that he's a low kicks, he kicks butt.
Yeah.
I have an Armor Rouge who also kicks butt. I used him against the Steel Titan, and he like almost one-shot it.
That's sick.
He was pretty underleveled from it. Then, lastly, on Team B, there's 3 other mons. Dunsparce, I evolved him into the Dunsparce, and it was 2 segments, so that was kind of sad.
Stutter?
You know what's funny? I did, and then I almost like corrected myself, and I was like, "No, it works."
It's perfect.
Dunsparce.
Just keep it going.
But then Tatsugiri. I used a Tatsugiri because they are adorable and they're my best friend, and I love them. And I don't even remember the last one on Team B, but there was a 6-mon for sure. And I promise, if you're watching, I do love you, 6-mon. I just don't remember you.
So what you're telling me is that you have a really good.
Cloth.
Oh, never mind. I'll just take back what I was about to say.
How did you forget Cloth? You've been like the #1 advocate for Cloth for 6 months.
Because I'm not going to lie, he doesn't shine as hard as the others. But when his anger shell activates, he is pretty busted.
He is good,
and annoying. And very annoying.
Have you guys...
How many times?
Good.
Yeah. I was going to say that your B team is like really good. I like your B team.
I love my B team. I love my A team and my B team. Like I said, they're all my children. We're all a happy family who picnics and eats sandwiches together.
What's yeah, all right, man. I want to, dude. I just want a shiny Pokemon. I feel like there's a lot of Pokemon on my team that I'm like I love and I'm enjoying, but at the same time I'm like, come on, give me a shot. Like,
you haven't found a shiny?
Not yet.
So I imagine you haven't because you haven't played much.
No shiny.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I found a shiny Meryl.
That's sick.
Sarah found a shiny Doug Trio, but
nice.
She was trying to weaken it with a Poniard so she could catch it. And it used a move that lowered the Poniard stats, so Defiant activated, and then it one-shot it.
No.
Yeah. And then she found a shiny Dratini later that day, though, and she was like, it's made up. It's fine.
Full up redemption right there.
That's crazy, dude.
Right.
Shiny Dratini.
Dude, she saw that thing, and literally, I thought my wife had just had, like, a stroke or something, the way she's
she's screaming.
Like, I mean, oh my God, you know? I was like, what happened? She's like, shiny Dratini. And then I'm like, oh my God.
I saw one swimming in the wild, and I was real pumped. Not shiny, just like regular.
Yeah.
And that was
so
even
good.
exciting. But
Looks so cool.
Like, I mean, I guess just to tell all of you, like, I mean, I'm so excited for this podcast. I think we were originally going to launch the show either late December or, first week of the new year. But I think with Scarlet and Violet coming out, like I'm really glad we were able to get together and do some of these, a handful of early episodes. We're calling these all episode 0. I think I don't know. I'm so excited to have a place where we can all just like talk about Pokemon news. Talk about anything that's really happening in the community that pertains to the main series games, right? And just like get our thoughts out, and just do these like deep dives. It's a lot of fun, and I think I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. That this is going to be such a great show. I don't know. Do you guys have any expectations for the 2023 and Hidden Power?
I fully expect to get a full apology issued from Dusty because Armor Rouge is superior, and he will learn that by a few episodes in. Sol and I will switch him to our side.
Yeah, the first press release is going to be, it's actually just a Dusty and Sol show.
He likes Armor Rouge too.
I do, actually.
Yeah, he's not fighting me though.
No, because Ceruledge is hard to fight. It's hard to beat.
It's hard to fight. It's a cool design.
They're both
so cool.
They're the
They're both great.
Lucarios of the gen, I think. Like, they're the ones they knew would market well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost wish they didn't show them, to be honest, just so I could have been
Dude,
like,
that would
whoa.
have been crazy.
There's no universe where they didn't show those things.
No, I know. Anyway, about the podcast, like, I'm super, super excited. Like, this is incredible to get to talk with you guys about Pokemon, and I know we all bring our own specific things to the table, and you know, you guys are way more knowledgeable than me in Pokemon stuff, but I got some little surprises here and there.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, you've got
I
a
don't think
massive
that's
following
true.
on Twitter, man. I mean, I think, yeah. For those who don't know, like, Soul Silver has been like pretty much the thought leader of the Pokemon leak community for over the last year. I mean, literally everyone starts their video saying, the leaker said this. Let's see what Soul Silver Art thinks about this. He's been featured in like 1,000 videos.
Right. Soul has more followers on Twitter than Dusty and I have subscribers on YouTube and followers on Twitter combined.
Yeah. So it's
I'm
great
flattered.
to have you here, man.
It's great to be here. It's a good time for sure.
Lumi, on the other hand, though.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I'm here. I was telling them before the beginning of the podcast, I was like, I love how we bring something to the table. You know, Soul, he has this background in art and like the leaks and theorizing community. Dusty, you know, he's been doing this YouTube thing for a while now, and he is killing it right now. And all this, you know, 100K views on videos plus, and I'm here as well.
Lumi, you are the reason why I reached out to you last year just to collaborate, right? I was like, hey, like, I love your videos. Let's like do some videos. It's because like of how like analytical in the attention to detail that you have that I don't possess is amazing, man. Like I'm so happy that you're here because what you can do, both of you, really will just keep me in check. So it's essential that you're here.
We're doing our best, man. We're doing our best to keep you in check.
Yeah. But, I mean, also, like, this show, like, I mean, there's so many ideas that we have doing, like, live streams with viewers, doing live Q&As, you know, giveaway streams. There's a lot of things that we could do. I think right now what we're excited about is just getting a bunch of videos out around Scarlet and Violet. But then, you know, starting either in December or first week in January, it's going to be a weekly show. And yeah, you'll know right where to be. If you guys liked this episode, hit the subscribe button. We're also going to be, this will also be on Spotify if you're listening to this. I think we're working out trying to get this on other podcast platforms. But if YouTube's not your favorite right out the gate, we're also going to be on Spotify. Hidden Power is the show. Do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Not too much. It's been great. I love it. Love Scarlet and Violet.
Fun. Yeah, I'm ready to get off and go play Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, right?
I think Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.